that I do recognize that there are many of our listeners who are philosophically opposed to military conflict and of any kind. Many are opposed as a matter of principle to the militaristic adventurism in which we have been engaged historically. For example, the war in Iraq, a classic example of an illegal and a war that was an act of military adventurism, a war that is not sustained. That was not justified by any measure of international law. However, I would also point out that this President Obama is also President of the United States. By definition, he is the head of an empire. He occupies an imperial office, and any person who occupies that office can be expected to do what is necessary in order to sustain it for as long as it remains sustainable, for as long as we can afford to sustain it. So, for example, this president, like all of his predecessors and all those who will follow him, or many of those who will follow him, this president is presiding over an empire that includes some 700 military bases in different parts of the world. He presides over the largest and most expensive and military industrial complex in the world. And while there are countries like China that have many more people under arms than we do, nobody else spends as much money as we do on our military. The military industrial complex is in many respects regarded by people in government as the backbone of U.S. power. What we lack in economic power, we sort of attempt to make up for in military projection, without realizing sometimes that the ability to sustain that military power actually depends on our economic strength, and our economic strength at the moment is waning. But this president, as the person who presides over all that, is taking positions and is going to be required to take positions that are going to be offensive to many people who prefer a much more peaceful posture in our domestic and foreign